Wow, has your mind ever been going crazy since you were diagnosed with PTSD? There were times that I'd wondered if I'd ever get over this feeling. But when I began to work through the things that I could and began to live the life that I wanted to, there were times that I'd always wondered if I'd be able to remove this negativity from my mind. Then I found the solution. And today, I want to show you too. I've been living a life almost free from PTSD symptoms. Because honestly, I don't feel that you'll ever be fully free from the symptoms. They will remain sometimes dormant, but sometimes they'll just spurt out randomly years later. But perfection, now that's what I'm always striving for. So today, I'm going to give you 3 ways to change your life and to seek near perfection. When we get diagnosed with PTSD, our mind goes in this state of confusion. It goes to a place where what is going on? This thing that happened to me isn't reality. And our mind begins to fill in the pieces. It begins to create these routines for us that keep us in a calm state. So that's why we want to just lay in bed. We want to just relax. We don't want to overindulge ourselves, because what if we have a symptom episode? What if we start crying somewhere? Or what if we just get angry for no reason? And we use this time to protect ourselves. And that's why we go into this depressive state, because we, 1, don't want to hurt ourselves, and 2, we don't want to hurt others. So we get into this state that really doesn't allow us to live the life that we want, right? We're living, but we're not thriving. And today, my friends, I really want to push you to thrive in that lifestyle. No matter what you've been through in the past, your future can and will be different if you begin to take different actions. And like I said, I want to give you 3 little changes that you can do in your life that are going to give you that push, going to give you that desire to go after that life that you want. But you have to have a plan, and you have to begin to transform your life slowly into this new person that you want to be. So here's a point that I want you to ponder. Think about this while I'm talking about this episode today. So do you feel that you can overcome your negative mindset and live a more positive life? Now, this is a question that if you answer yes to, I'd say keep moving forward with this. Keep going, and you'll be able to make that change, because belief is the first step in healing. And if you don't believe that you're going to be able to get past your PTSD symptoms, you're not at a point where you're going to make yourself and do certain activities to get past those PTSD symptoms. But if you're at that point, you're like, yeah, I feel I can overcome this negativity. I can live a more positive life. I can go after that life that I want. Then, my friends, it's time to really build that life that you want. What do you think so far? So far, so good, right? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, so that every Wednesday when a new video pops up, you get a notification for it. Because I don't know when I'm going to post. It might be in the morning, afternoon, or evening. Whatever time it decides to come out, that's when it's going to come out. Probably the morning, though. There's my little hint. But hit the subscribe button, please. And I want to help you transform your life. I want to give you that extra steps that are going to push you, that are going to help you thrive and live in that life that you truly desire. Like I said, there's 3 ways that you can transform your life. The first way is to create a new schedule. Now you're like, I already have a schedule. I know what I'm doing. When our mind is in a routine, it begins to become normal to us. So when you begin to create a new schedule and do slight shifts towards that life that you truly want, towards a life that's going to empower you, this is when your life will begin to be created. And what I'm talking about when I talk about creating a new schedule, now I know when we're in a depressive state and we don't feel like doing anything, if you create a new schedule and you say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym today. I'm going to begin to live that life that I want. I'm going to begin to get out socially. And you have to purposefully do this by having a schedule and saying, okay, it's time for me to get out. It's time for me to live my life, because laying in bed or feeling these symptoms all the time isn't going to be the life that I want. So my friends, make sure that you start creating that schedule. Say, okay, and do it to the fact that it's so clear that if you handed me your schedule, I could be like, oh, I know exactly what you're doing today, right? What I do is I create the night before what I'm doing tomorrow, and then the day's already set. right? I don't have to think about it. I have my to-do list, the things that I want to get done, and I also have the things that I have to get done, and I put it in order, right? Things around the house, if you have business meetings, if you have to work, add all that in, right? Add your drive in. Say what you're going to do on your drive. Are you going to listen to a podcast? Are you going to listen to a song? Are you going to listen to a book? Maybe a meditation, but don't close your eyes and meditate. But if you're just going to calm yourself as you're driving, write in what you're going to do. Because this will help reprogram your mind. And it'll be like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Because like I said, PTSD causes a confusion state in your mind. So your mind is so confused, it doesn't really know what's going on. But if you can create a routine, it begins to systematically help your mind go, okay, I know what's going on today. I know what's going to help, and I know where I can go in my life. So the second way is to be self-aware, right? We pay so much attention to our past that our future that we miss out in the moments of today. Right? Are you living in the moments or are you living in the minutes? Where are you? Are you excited for that next time to come? Are you excited for that next life that you're creating to come? Or are you living in the now? Right? We have to be self-aware. Okay, I'm feeling this way. Why am I feeling this way? What environment am I in? Who am I around? What's going on? And when you can begin to understand that and you begin to kind of see how your life is unfolding, that again will remove that confusion state, and it'll be like, okay, I get it. I understand where I want to go in my life. I'm very aware of what's going on, why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, and I can begin to shift my life into the direction that I want. But if you're not self-aware, if you're not paying attention, your life's just going to drift by because you'll lay in bed and be like, I don't feel like getting up today, right? Or you'll label yourself and say, I'm depressed. I don't feel like getting up today. And then when you're in that state, that's when you're not going to get up. But if you're like, I'm in bed, I don't feel like getting up today. Okay, why don't I feel like getting up? What's going on? What's going on in my mind? Maybe I should journal and write down this and give myself some ways to get up today and move forward with my life. And this is being on purpose. This is going after that life that you want. So where in your life do you need to develop more self-awareness? Comment below. Let me know where in your life you do. And then we can kind of collaborate. I can give you ideas of how to bring more self-awareness into that area of your life. Because when you learn about different ways, you'll have these aha moments. These moments you're like, yeah, I get it. Okay, I understand where I can transform. And then you'll begin to create that slight little shifts and you'll create that life that you want. And we're all about transformation here. We're all about becoming into a new person, transforming ourselves into who we want to be. So the third way is to fill the holes in your story, okay? Because our stories in our mind from past events aren't complete. There are things that happened weeks ago, months ago, or years ago that are causing your PTSD symptoms. But your story is missing a point, right? It's missing certain features in between, right? It's like reading a book and you read the beginning and sometimes you don't even know the beginning, but you always know the end. You're like, oh, it went this way. I hate it. I hate my life because that's how it ended. Or this is the main points. This is the climax of the story. But you don't really know the in-betweens and how you got there and how you got through it. So you got to fill the holes. And you can do this in two ways. You can sit there and really try to figure out what truly happened. Or you can add your own and say, you know what? I'm going to add my own story to the mix. Now, on the last podcast, I'll put a little thing up here at the top, and I talked about creating your new story, taking your negatives to the positives. And that's when you can really transform your life. When you can say, okay, yes, I went through a negative story, but I'm going to find the positive aspects of the story, and I'm going to create that life that I want. So those are the three ways of how to change your mindset while living with PTSD. You begin to build these on each other. So create that routine, create that schedule that's going to move you. Develop that self-awareness to say, okay, this is working in that schedule or this isn't working, I need to shift it. And then finally fill in those holes of your story because your story does matter. And the things you tell yourself do matter. If you say, I'm a weak person because I went through this event, that's going to make you feel a certain way opposed to, I am a strong person because I made it through that event. Just shifting the story a little bit, things that you tell yourself, is going to transform your life, my friends. And that's what we want to do. We want to create that renewness in you. We want to create that life that truly matters. So remember, share this, like it, subscribe, hit that bell, everything underneath, right? And let me know how you feel about this. I'm going to do these every Wednesday to really give you that push, because I've been through it. I've suffered with PTSD. I still have days that I suffer with PTSD. But my friends, I am 90% going forward and kind of have the 10% stop throughout the rest of my life. And I want to show you how I do it, right? So keep tuning in, keep letting me know how this is going on. So thank you for being here. I so much appreciate it. And I really want you to grow, become that person that you truly want to be. And remember, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.